What's going on, guys? Still getting ready, but I thought I would get on here early and just say g'day to you guys, have a bit of a chat. Just let me put my little microphone on. This is what happens when you accidentally click live 5 minutes early. You have to kind of wing it and make it look like you know what you're doing, but I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, guys, I hope you're all going well. How have you been? Let me know down below in a comment where you guys are listening from today. I always love to know where you guys are. So say g'day. Give me a thumbs up too if you can hear me okay, guys. Today we're going to be covering phrasal verbs that go with the preposition or the particle through. Okay, so through. Through. But we'll start in 4 minutes. We'll give it a few minutes to for everyone to arrive. I got here a bit early. I wanted to say thanks to you guys for your patience because I've been fiddling around with the website a bit recently. I know I've been trying to get it all working. I'm no expert at this sort of stuff, so it takes me probably 3 or 4 times as long as it would take an expert in this field to get these things right. So thanks so much for your patience, guys. I hope you're still enjoying the website and that it's still somewhat functional, although it might be a little ugly for the coming few days or weeks as I tinker with this stuff. But give me a thumbs up, guys, if you can hear me okay. And yeah, as I said before, let me know where you guys are from. How are you going, Lima? Good to see you too. Luz as well. Welcome to this episode of Aussie English, guys. I'm going to fluff around, take my time, chat for a bit. Hey Pillar, for probably 3 minutes. And once we hit 7 o'clock, we'll start going through the content for today's lesson. But where are you guys listening from today? Hey Reno, how are you going? Are you guys all in Australia? Are you overseas? What time is it where you guys are? And how has your weekend been? What did you guys get up to this weekend? Did you go to the beach? In Melbourne, it's been really hot. At least for the last 2 or 3 days, it's been really, really hot. It's 30 degrees today, maybe even more. So I had to put this t-shirt on. I was wearing a singlet earlier, but I thought that's not too professional. So I should probably put a t-shirt on. How are you going? Lonus, how are you, sir? Lima from Flemington, Melbourne. So you're like a stone's throw away, Lima. That's not very far away at all. All right. 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes to go, guys. If you don't know already, I'm collecting postcards, guys. So you can send me your postcards if you want. I will try to remember to put the PO box address in the description above later. In fact, I might just jump across now, and I can probably give it to you just in the description. But yeah, if you guys want to send me postcards, whether you live next door, whether you live in Iceland, wherever you live, you're welcome to send me postcards. I want to fill this entire wall behind me up with postcards, guys. So we're slowly getting there. What would you say that is? Maybe like 10% of this entire thing. So if we can get 10 times as many postcards, we can fill up this entire screen so that I'm literally just going to be talking in front of a wall of postcards. But I will quickly, if the Facebook page loads up, I will quickly give you my address. So I'll put it in a comment here. Let me get down here. And then we can get started, guys. So slowly chipping away at this phrasal verb course. Slowly chipping away. Okay, so postcard address, PO Box 597 Ocean Grove 3226 Victoria, Australia. There you go, guys. If you guys would like to send me your postcards, just send it to this address that is just there now. Boom, there it is. All right, awesome. It's 7 o'clock, guys, so we can get into it. Thanks to everyone who's shown up today. I really appreciate it. As always, guys, I love seeing you in class. If you have questions at the end, I'll go through some questions so we can discuss any of the content that we go through today. And if you have questions about anything else, we can also chat about that. I'm just going to adjust the camera here, make sure it's all nice. yeah, so we can do that at the end. I'm going to try and smash through all of this content. It shouldn't take too long. This content is for the Effortless Phrasal Verb course that I'm creating, guys. So what I give you now, the video here, is the free part to help all of you guys as much as I can. And then there's also the paid course where you can work through systematically and you get access to the slideshows that I'm using here in front of me. You can see if I lift this up that I'm using different arrows and figures. You can read the sentences that I'm giving out as examples. You'll see definitions. You'll get the video, the MP3s, all of that stuff if you desire. Anyway, guys, let me have a drink and we'll get into it. All right. Welcome to today's component of the Effortless Phrasal Verbs course, guys. Today we're going to be going through particles with the word through, okay? With the word through. So this is a pretty standard one. There are a few different meanings and I'll go through them shortly, but the basic idea, if I can get a prop, is having a tube like this one. I'm looking through this tube and the thing going through, okay? So that's the basic idea. We're going to be using this figuratively, we're going to be using it literally, but the basic meaning of the word through is for you to go from one side into something, out the other side, like so, okay? That's the basic idea with through. So we have number one, movement, okay? So you go through something as opposed to around something, over something, or under something. You go through it, it's here in the middle, and you go through that thing. Number two is to endure something, okay? So something, maybe an event in time. You have to go through that period of time. You have to endure that thing. So you imagine this is time. The event happens here. You go from this side to this side of the event by going through the event. So you endure it. Number three is to consume, to use up, or to complete. So my trusty prop here, the toilet paper. If I go through all the toilet paper, it's that I use it up. I completely use the toilet paper up all the way to the point that there's none left. So I go through it, okay? I consume it. I use it up. It's completely finished. Number four is thoroughly, completely finished. I guess this is kind of like to consume. Okay, so yeah, you'll go through something, I reckon those two are probably connected, to be honest. You completely use that thing, you finish that thing. Number five is to connect something or someone to something. So I might ring someone up on the phone and I'm trying to get through to the person. So the person's here, I'm on the phone and I'm trying to get through to this person. So we use it more figuratively in that sort of sense. I guess you could imagine maybe there's a wire connecting us and I'm trying to get through that wire so I can hear them and talk to them. Number six is to explain or show something. So today we're going through phrasal verbs that use the particle through. We're going through them. I'm going to explain them, I'm going to show them. And we also have tied in with explain and show, number seven, to examine something. So you might go to the doctor and he goes through your body. He's trying to find anything wrong with your body. He goes through the entire body to look for something that's wrong. He's examining it quickly. And then as usual, number eight, we have miscellaneous ones that I found difficult to place. And then we have a bunch of different expressions at the end, maybe 5 or so expressions with phrasal verbs that use through. So number one, okay, remember, basic movement. So you've got something in the way or, sitting there and you're going from one side or something is going from one side. It's going in and then it's coming out the other side. So it's gone through. It's gone through this thing, right? So you'd go through a tunnel. So he's going through a forest. So there's a forest, there's all these trees, 2 trees, and he's going through the middle. He's going through the forest. He could walk through the forest. I'm walking through the town. So the town is here. There's all these buildings. I'm walking through it in the middle of the town from one side in and then out. I'm walking through town. I could run through town. So I'm running. Again, I enter the town, I go through it and come out the other side. I move across the town and come out the other side. I've run through the town. I could jump through it if I'm doing this movement. I'm jumping through it. I could jump through the air. So imagine that I am, I don't know, trying to look for more props. I'm standing on one object and there's another object here and I want to jump through the air to get to this object, okay? So I have to go through the air. I have to pass through the air. If it was water, I could swim through the water. So the salmon is swimming through the water. And if it was, say, someone trying to escape from prison, and he fortunately he gets away and he escapes, but the prison guards have tried to grab him with their hands, if he slips through, he gets through their fingers, he gets through their hands, he gets through their grasp, he slips through, he manages to escape. So that's movement, guys. It's the basic thing of moving from one side of something into it, out the other side, and going away. So that's the movement of through, okay? Number 2, okay, endure, experience something. So you might go through some really bad times. During World War II, most countries went through some pretty bad times. You could put someone through a bad time. So if you were the reason that this bad thing happened in World War II, the Germans put the rest of the world through a bad time. And as a result, all of these citizens in Germany, in all these other countries, had to live through a really bad period. So maybe they endured this experience. It could be good, it could be bad, whatever it was, but they've gone from one side through this experience. On the other side, they've lived through a certain experience. If there was a storm that came over my house and it was really loud, but I managed to get to sleep, and I stayed asleep for the entire duration of the storm, I've slept through the storm. So I'm here sleeping, the storm's come across, it's gone over, and I've gone through the storm. I've experienced it and I've managed to sleep through the entire storm. Maybe I go to university and there's a really boring lecture and I am almost at the point of sleeping through the lecture, sleeping for the entire duration of the lecture. But I don't manage to fall asleep. I'm sitting, so I'm sitting through the lecture. So I sat through that lecture. I endured it, I experienced it, I sat through it. You can come through an experience, and that too is to endure it, but to do well. I guess to go from one side of the experience through it to the other side, she came through okay. So she came through that experience. Someone can pull through. To pull is this action, but we use this quite often to mean they've survived it just fine, they've done really well, they've pulled through. So someone's had an operation, but they're healing up okay, they're coming good, they've pulled through, and they're looking great. You could push someone through something, right? So this one could be, I guess, it could be a figurative thing where they keep pushing and they get through this really difficult situation. So you could say to someone, just keep pushing, push through, you'll get through this. Maybe someone's giving birth. My sister just had a baby. While she was giving birth, someone could have said, you've got this, just keep pushing, push through the experience, push through, you can do this, just keep pushing, you can do it, push through. If the birth that she was experiencing, that she was enduring, was incredibly easy, so it wasn't a problem, she was just like, didn't even hurt, she could breeze through the birth, she could coast through the birth, she could sail through the birth. And those ones are probably all related to sailing metaphors, I guess. The idea of wind hitting the sails and taking the boat through something. So a breeze, to breeze through. To coast is to kind of like glide. To coast through, to glide through, to sail through. So here the example I have is the students will breeze through that exam. And hopefully you guys will breeze through this lesson. So you'll find it incredibly easy, okay? Number 3, to consume or to use up. So someone is trying to breeze through an exam. They're at university, they're doing an exam, they're breezing through, they're doing pretty well, but they're systematically completing it. So they're going through step by step. They're working through the exam. So they're going through step by step. They're slowly consuming it. They're slowly completing it. They're working through the exam. Once they finish the exam, they've got through the exam. So again, these ones, they're all kind of interconnected, right? You get through an exam by completing it, but you also get through an exam because you have endured it. And you get through an exam, like, I guess if you were thinking of it literally with time, because you've gone through the exam. This is the exam, you've gone in one end and you've come out the other side. So you've gotten through that exam. You got through it. If you found it incredibly easy, something to complete, so maybe this video, you guys found this incredibly easy to get through, to finish, you could smash through it. So I use that quite a bit. You guys will smash through this. Or if you were reading a book and that book was really easy to read through because it was so enjoyable, you smashed through the book. If you did it really fast, we could say whip through. So a whip would be like to have some kind of cord and you're doing this action to whip. You whip through it because you go so fast, like straight through it. You whip through. More figurative ones for this. It's a really good book. And you plow through. So if you plow into something, that's to kind of like hit it and to just keep going. So this action is kind of like to plow. You'd use a plow in the snow, right? The plow goes through the snow and the snow gets pushed aside whilst the plow just keeps going. So if you plowed through some kind of exam, a book, some kind of event, it's that you just went in and you just kept going. So it was, sort of grit, force, you just went through it. And last one we could say is to power through. So he smashed through that chocolate pudding. If he ate it really quickly, he whipped through it, he plowed through it, he powered through that chocolate pudding. It was so tasty, he finished the whole thing, he plowed through it. You could read through it, obviously. Where's my book? I've got a little slang book here. If I read through, so this one would be the idea that you've gone page by page through this book to the point of finishing it. Oh, done. I've read through the book. I smashed through the book. I got through the book. So in that sense, it's kind of like I've consumed the whole thing. And that ties in with movement because I, sort of the figurative me, has gotten through this book. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. You'll hear me say that all the time. Hey guys, let's go through some examples. Let me read you through some examples or read through some examples to you. If it was a video, we would watch it through, right? We'd watch the video until it's finished. So we go through the entire thing, we consume it, we use it up, we watch through the entire film. Number four, guys. So thoroughly, completely, and finished. This is probably going to be tied in quite heavily with number 3, but let's go through it. Oh, okay, I see what I've done here. If I walked outside and it was pissing down rain, so heaps of rain was coming, it was thundering down, it was pouring down, the water was coming down from the sky, downwards motion. If I just walked out there and I didn't put up my umbrella, I got soaked through. So the water came down, it went all over me. If I could do it here, if I pour this on me, I could soak myself through. That's the idea of the water getting through my clothes. So again, my clothes, the water, through to the point of touching my skin, the water has soaked me through. I got wet through. So again, I've gotten so wet, it's gone through my clothes. I'm thoroughly wet, I'm completely wet, to the point of that thing being finished. I've been soaked through, I'm wet all the way through. You can go through with something. So this is where these phrasal verbs get tricky, right? To go through is to literally have something that you enter one side and you go through it. But if you go through with something, That's a kind of figurative thing. It's to completely do something, right? So this is you, this is the thing that you're trying to do, and you're going through. That's probably a way of thinking about it, but is to completely do something. So at the moment, I'm going through with this video, as in I'm doing the video. I said I was going to do it, and I went through with it. Okay? So remember the with there. To go through with something is to do something you promised to do, that you said you would do, that was expected you were going to do. If you end up doing that thing, you went through with that thing, okay? Another kind of tricky one, to be through with something, or to be through with someone. This one is to be completely finished with that thing. I don't want anything more to do with it. Again, there you'll hear me say with it. I want nothing to do with it. I'm completely through with it. Okay? So if I never wanted to teach phrasal verbs again, I could say I'm through with phrasal verbs. I am through with phrasal verbs. Never again. No, never doing it again. After this course, after today's video, hopefully I'm going to be through with the particle through. I'll be finished with it. Totally, completely, thoroughly finished with the particle through. So that's number 4. Number 5. So this one is to connect, okay? I guess this is the way of thinking about it. You've got something here. You've got, as usual, you've got a toilet paper roll. You know, that happens all the time. And I'm trying to think how I can do this. Balance it on my head. And you've got 2 things, okay? So let's see if I can do this. No, I'm not going to be able to do it. You've got 2 things, and they want to get through to each other so that they connect, right? So imagine you're on the phone, you're calling someone up, someone else is answering, you've gotten through to that person. So you're now connected, okay? So if I tried to ring up my parents, Mum answers the phone. I'm like, hey Mum, I'm glad I got through to you, Mum. I just wanted to say hi. Can you put me through to Dad? So that could be that she hands me the phone, hands Dad the phone, and I'm like, oh Dad, I got through to you. How are you going? Or it could be she presses a button that then connects me with my dad. So she's put me through to my dad. I got through to my dad, okay? And we can use get through, so we can use that in the literal sense of sort of connecting to someone. I got through to them. We can use this in a figurative sense to mean kind of like to reach someone emotionally, psychologically. So imagine that I had a child who was a teenager and he was always misbehaving. Maybe he was at school throwing paper planes, swearing, doing all sorts of, bad things. He's misbehaving. If I get through to him, it's that I try and reach him using reason. I try and say to him, mate, why are you doing this? You need to behave, okay? You need to go to class. You need to learn. You need to concentrate. You need to stop misbehaving. If I get through to him, it's that he understands. So I reach him emotionally, psychologically. He understands. We connect. He's like, okay, Dad, you've gotten through to me. I understand. I know what I have to do. If he said, no, I don't care what you say, I'll do what I want, I haven't gotten through to him. I haven't reached him mentally, I guess. I haven't gotten him to the same place. I haven't gotten through to him, okay? And obviously you can connect someone through to someone. So again, if I rang up a business and I wanted to talk to the manager and some random person answers, I might say to them, can you connect me through to the manager? I want to talk to the manager. Can you get the phone and can you hand the phone to him because I want to speak to him? Oh, are you the manager? I'm great. Cool. I'm glad that I connected through to you. Okay. Number 6. All right. So to explain, to show. And the perfect example here is that I have gone through a lot of phrasal verbs so far with the particle through. I've gone through them, okay? So I've explained them. I've tried to show you guys different phrasal verbs that go with through. I've gone through them. I could lead someone through something. So imagine you have, again, my trusty toilet paper. There's a tunnel, okay? There's a tunnel and you want to drive through the tunnel and someone's behind you. They want you to show them where to go. And so you say, follow me, I'll lead you through the tunnel. So I'll lead you, I'll take you, I'll show you through the tunnel, okay? I'll lead you through. Maybe it's a maze. You're in a maze and you don't know which way to go, but the guy in front of you does. He's leading you through the maze. He's leading you through. He's taking you through the maze. So literally, he's taking you through something. We could use it figuratively where he could explain the plans to you. So you've got some plans. Maybe it's the architecture of your house that you're about to build. So you're about to build this house, but you want the architect who's made the architecture plans to show you them, to explain them. I want you to take me through these plans. Can you go through these plans with me? Take me through these plans, okay? And we can also use the verb run. Can you run me through these plans? So again, go through these plans, take me through these plans, lead me through these plans. We could use figuratively, and run me through these plans. So run me through it again. Let's go through it one more time. Run me through these plans. Number seven, guys. Examine, okay? So to examine something, imagine I've got, I guess it's a magnifying glass, that's what I'm trying to say. A magnifying glass and I'm looking at something. So if I was doing that with this book, remember we went through earlier to go through the book if I completely finished it. So I've gone through the book and I've finished it, so I've completely consumed it. I went through it. But if I just want to look through it, that's to examine. So I'm just examining it. I'm looking at the pages and I'm doing it the whole way through, so until I've finished it. So I'm just looking through. I might sort through some stuff. So if I had a whole bunch of things and I sort them, I put them together and I file them away somewhere, I make them nice and tidy. I've sorted through my mess. So my mess is here and I've gone through it and sorted it and then, cleaned it up. I could sift through. To sift is to kind of look through. So I might sift through a whole bunch of things. If I had all these books on my desk and I was searching through them, I'm sifting through them, I'm looking through them, and if I was organizing them, I'm sorting through them. And I don't know if I have any more props. I was looking for my comb. I could comb through something. So we've used comb before. A comb is something you put through your hair to organize your hair, right? You're trying to make your hair tidy. You're trying to make it neat. You're combing through it because the comb's going through your hair. But if you comb through something, it's to search really, really thoroughly, to examine really thoroughly, right? So you might comb through your sister's bedroom looking for chocolates. She's hidden them somewhere. You're searching high and low. You're looking all over the place. You're combing through. You're doing it very meticulously, we could say. Again, with books, if I look through the book, but I do it incredibly quickly, I could leaf through, and to leaf, this is the page of a book, but it's a leaf of paper. That's a leaf, like the leaf of a plant. It's a leaf of paper. And if I do these ones, if I do this, one page at a time, I'm leafing through, okay? So I'm leafing through the book. I could flip through, and to flip would be this action, okay? So to flip through the book. Again, you notice, you know what I'm doing by now, guys, with the verbs. The verb can change. The basic idea there, though, is through, and I'm changing the verb. And I could flick through. Flick would be this action, to just, like that, flick through. To leaf through, to flip through, to flip through. The last one here, though, for examine, imagine that I want to chat to you guys about future plans with Aussie English. I might say, could you guys come and sit down and let's talk plans for Aussie English through. I want to talk plans through with you. So I want to do it with you and I want to talk through. I want to completely go from one side through these plans to the other side so that we then have an idea of what to do. I want to go through everything with you. I want to think through everything that we're going to do. So we're going to talk about these ideas. We're going to go through them. We're going to think them through, talk them through. A couple, if they're having a fight, a man and a woman, they're having a fight. If they discuss their problems, they talk about their problems, they think about their problems, they can talk through their problems. They can think through their problems. And that, as opposed to just talk about, which is like to just mention, if you talk them through, you sort of completely go through them. So it gets sorted out. By the end of it, something's changed and it's organized. There's a plan that's going to happen. You thought it through, you talked it through. All right, some miscellaneous ones, guys. Number 8. If you follow through with something, I think we've kind of gone over ones like this, but to follow through with something is to do what you've promised, okay? So if I threaten someone and I said, if you keep doing that, I'm going to punch you. I'll punch you, and the person kept doing it, and then I punched them. I could say I followed through with my threats. So I was here and I made the threats, and then I followed through. I did the threats. It happened. I followed through with my threats. We can also use follow through if you're swinging a bat. So imagine you're trying to hit a ball. If you do this, if you just hit it like that, that isn't following through. To follow through would be to do this the whole way through the swing. Okay? I hope that makes sense. So you're following through. You're going the whole way as opposed to just doing that. To follow through. So someone might say that to a golf player. You're not following through. You got to follow through your swing. Okay? You need to go the whole way through the swing. From one side of the swing to the other, through it. You can go through with something. I think we went through that one. I've just used it. I think so. To go through with something is to do what you said you were going to do. Okay? Like follow through with. Someone can shoot through. So to shoot is to, I guess, cause a bullet to do that, literally, to fire. But if you shoot through, I guess it would be like you've gone really fast and disappeared. Okay, so to shoot through is to disappear. People don't know where you are anymore. Usually associated with a crime or something you've done wrong. So if you robbed a bank, you'd shoot through after that. You'd want to disappear. So the bank robbers shot through. But it could also be to escape. So I guess it's kind of tied in with disappearing. If you escape, you want to disappear. The people who broke out of a prison shot through. They shot through, so they just disappeared. Shot through, okay? I guess like imagine a bullet being shot through the air and then just disappearing. It's shot through. Something can fall through. So we could use that literally. We could say literally that I fell through the air. Maybe I was standing on a roof and I fell and I went through a window. I fell through the window. But we can use this figuratively to mean that something was cancelled. So if I decided to make plans that I wanted to go through with, I wanted to complete them, but I ended up in hospital because I fell through a window. I could say that unfortunately the plans fell through. We had to cancel them. So they couldn't happen. I couldn't follow through with the plans, so the plans fell through. Okay? So let's go through some expressions and finish up, guys. The very first one here. To see straight through, so through someone or something. If you see with your eyes straight through something or someone, it's that you're not fooled by that thing. So that it's transparent. You can see from one side all the way through it. There's no secrets, there's no mystery. You can see through that thing. We use this quite a bit for people who lie. So they tell lies, they're not trustworthy. If you can tell that they're lying, you can see that they're lying, you see through them, or you see through their lies, okay? So I see through you, mate. I know what you're doing. You're lying. I can see through your lies, okay? So the lies are here and you see through them. They're not holding water. They're not standing up in front of you, and they're not tricking you, okay? To come through with something. So if you come through with a thing, it is to do as promised, or to manage to do something that you said you were going to do. So if I promise to teach you phrasal verbs, you're never going to have to worry about learning them again. It's going to be effortless, guys. And by the end of the course, it turns out to be true and you never have to learn them again. I've come through with my word. I've come through with my promise. I followed through with my promise. I went through with my promise. I guess it's tied in there. So to come through with something is to manage to do something that was promised. She'll come through with the goods, meaning she'll do what was promised. She'll come through. You can go through hell. So hell as in the opposite of heaven. Hell is down here. Heaven is up there in terms of religion. If you go through hell, figuratively, that would be like to travel through hell. And obviously that would be incredibly bad. It wouldn't be pleasant. So this probably ties in with to endure something, to experience something. So if you've been through hell, you've experienced something incredibly unpleasant. So you've lived through it, you've suffered through it, you've experienced something really unpleasant. So he's gone through hell since he lost his job. So he lost his job, he had no money, so he's been through hell, okay? He went through hell, he's gone through hell. You can put someone through their paces, okay? Pace, I guess this is kind of like a step, a quick step. So I think this one's tied in with horses. When you broke a horse in, you would have the horse on a rope, and you would have it running around I don't even know what you would call that, some kind of enclosure, right? You're trying to break a horse in. So a horse, one of those animals that trots, if it walks quickly, it's trotting, that's a pace, a step, okay? And if you put that horse through its paces, it's that you are thoroughly testing the horse. You're examining the horse. So it's running, obviously, it's doing its paces, and you're looking at it, you're examining it. I need to put it through its paces to be sure about whatever I want to decide with regards to that horse. That would be the literal sense, I would imagine. We use this in the figurative sense, though, to mean thoroughly test someone or something, or examine someone or something. So you could say, if you were getting hired for a job, you're applying for a job, you're an applicant for a job, and you get put through your paces, it's that you get thoroughly tested. You get thoroughly examined by whoever it is that's hiring you, the company. So this company puts applicants through their paces before hiring. And the very last one, guys, is to hear something through the grapevine. So I heard it through the grapevine. You'll know that song. If you hear something through the grapevine, so grapes are what, I guess, I'll show you my bottle here. This is a wine bottle. Grapes are what make wine, okay? So red wine, white wine. And they grow on a vine, okay? They grow on a vine. So if the vine's there and I'm listening or I'm trying to hear through that grapevine because someone's on the other side telling a secret, I'm listening, I'm trying to hear through the grapevine, so it's to hear a secret. But you would say this when you don't want to say where you heard this secret. So someone might say to you, how did you know that I was getting married? And you didn't want to divulge, you didn't want to tell, you didn't want to say who told you. You could say, I heard it through the grapevine. So it's sort of like the expression, a little birdie told me. A little bird, tweet, 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 told me this secret. I heard this secret, I heard this rumor through the grapevine. So that's it, guys. I hope you can go back and I hope you can go through all of these phrasal verbs again thoroughly. I want you to go through them and I want you to go through them thoroughly. I want you to learn them all and I will see you in the next episode. Have a good one. Good job, guys. Man, you smashed it. How's it going, Khalid from Iraq? I hope you're well, mate. Luciana, Huang, Marcus, Patinka, it's good to see you guys. I hope you enjoy this lesson. If you came halfway through, you can go back to go through it again. It'll be on the podcast as well, guys. But just remember, that is one of the free episodes for the Effortless Phrasal Verb course. If you want to sign up, it's only $97 at the moment with the code above, and you'll get this video inset into a slideshow that you can then read with all of the examples that I'm showing. You'll get the full transcript of every single phrasal verb that I use, and word for word you can read through it, you can watch through it, you can go through it however you want. The whole point of this course though is to give you enough exposure to phrasal verbs with these different particles, like it's themed around these particles so that you can get the concepts and then understand these phrasal verbs and use them effortlessly like a native. So that's the whole point. So if you have some questions, let me know, guys. So Eliana, thank you for coming. Mondays are better with your classes. I'm glad that these are useful, guys. Pillar, I'm so glad that you're enjoying the course, mate, as well. Lima, what did you say? Can you use through at the beginning of a sentence? What would be the context? I would imagine you could, but it would just depend on the context. So for instance, someone went through a forest. You could start the sentence by saying, through which forest did they go through? Although that's kind of redundant. Through which forest did they go? You could do it like that. That's kind of poetic though, to say, through which forest did you go? Which forest did you go through is how we would usually form that sentence. So I think you could definitely start a sentence with through, but it might not be that common, okay? So what else? How's it going, Reno? Ha as well. How are you, Ha fam? It's good to see you guys here. If you have any quick questions, guys, feel free to ask them below. But if you don't, I'm going to finish up and keep working on the website. And I guess once more, I just want to thank you guys for your patience. I know I have been tinkering away with the website, tinkering around with the website and changing things up quite a bit. I really appreciate your patience, guys. Ultimately, the whole point is to create a really good learning environment for you guys tackling Aussie English. So that's the whole point of Aussie English and of these websites. So thanks for your patience, guys. Looks like there's no more questions, so I might call it a day. I might shoot through and go have my dinner and chat to you guys later. So thank you for coming, guys, and I'll chat to you soon. See you guys.